What is going on, everybody? Davis Mills, I think, is going to break out in year two. I think that we've invested in him as far as coaching wise and free agency and as far as the draft. But the real question is what do you guys think? But before we dive into the video, I am doing the signed Houston Texans helmet giveaway. So once I get a 5K, I will be giving that away, guys. Answer the question down below is how many passing yards and how many passing touchdowns do you see Davis Mills throwing? Answer that question down below. I think one of the big main, factors is Pep Hamilton, and that's something that I don't think a lot of people are putting much effort into. Just look at the past couple jobs that he had. Was at Stanford for a couple of years, goes to Indianapolis from 2013 to 2015, goes to Cleveland as the assistant head coach, goes to Michigan as the assistant head coach, becomes a head coach of the DC Defenders, goes to LA as the QB coach, and is now here with the Houston Texans. The resume is there, and that is something that the Houston Texans didn't have, right? When you're talking about Tim Kelly and David Culley, who had no type of offensive experience, that is the absolute opposite with Pep Hamilton. When you look at what he did with Andrew Luck, and I think he had a very special, couple years with Andrew Luck. He goes there in 2013, and this is what he does. He throws for 3,822 yards, 23 touchdowns in his second year with Pep Hamilton. Absolutely flourishes, 4,761 yards, along with 40 touchdowns. And then next season gets let go. But that was a year where Andrew Luck was struggling with health. And then when you look at Justin Herbert and his young success as a rookie, 4,336 yards and 31 touchdowns. I think when you look at someone who can develop young QBs and you look at Davis Mills, who is exactly that, let's not also forget how many teams wanted Pep Hamilton to be their offensive coordinator. He interviewed with the Giants, with the Jaguars, with the Bears. People wanted Pep Hamilton. This is a potential head coach for the Houston Texans. This is one of the reasons why I think Davis Mills will blossom in year two. When you look at the offensive line, number one, you bring in George Warhop, who specializes in the run game. That is something that needs to be going if Davis Mills is going to be successful in year two. He averages in the 4.234 yards a carry. That is something that the Houston Texans want to say and want to do. That is something that Lovie Smith said, that the Houston Texans will be a downhill running football team. You bring in veterans like A.J. Cann, who follow George Warhop here. This is your right guard of the future. You want him also here to mentor the guy that you just drafted in Kenyon Green, who is one of the best run blocking guards of the class. You invested into the offensive line. You solidify your spots at Titus Howard at right tackle, now confirming it yesterday in OTAs where he was lining up at right tackle. You bring back Lermy Tunsil. You give him a nice little pay bump. You want his leadership and veteranship here for this Houston Texans offensive line. And also veteran Justin Britt, who is coming strong after being 2 years removed from football. You invested into the offensive line right there, and that is something that we need to be excited about. And number three, right, you bring in Dameon Pierce out of Florida, and this is a guy that everyone is excited for. Everyone is expecting him to take this running back group maybe by week one. He's a physical runner, an absolute bowling ball who was severely underused at Florida. Bring him on the Houston Texans, right? This is exactly why we drafted Kenyon Green and brought in guys like A.J. Cann to run the football. And that is exactly what Dameon Pierce is going to do. When you look at Marlon Mack, who is still 25, 26 years old, who needs to show that he is healthy. He was a damn good running back 2 years ago. We are excited to see what Marlon Mack could do on this football team. At number four, right, when you look at the wide receiving core, you bring back a veteran like Brandon Cooks, who's coming off another 1,000-yard season for the Houston Texans. Lovie Smith said it himself. He is a damn good football player. He is a playmaker, a leader. This is one of the reasons why we brought him back. Brandon Cooks, I'm expecting a fantastic year two with Davis Mills. I'm looking for another straight 1,000-yard season and proving that he is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. When you look at who we drafted in John Mechie, a guy who is a first-round pick if he doesn't tear his ACL. This is a slot wide receiver for the Houston Texans. 1,000 yards after the catch. That is absolutely insane. The playmaking ability that was being brought during the drought to the Houston Texans is excited. You're also looking at a big year two from Nico Collins. All this plays into Davis Mills, and that's one of the reasons I think this dude is gonna break out in year two. But you guys let me know. As always, go Houston Texans. You guys have a very blessed day.